So this episode of Raw is going to be slightly different. It's going to be two parts. This first part is going to talk about some of the things I learned from this quick photo shoot I had with this client, Paul. And the second one is going to be talking about, or really showing you how you can use Photoshop to change skin tones to match each other. So this client, Paul, needed a couple headshots for his new website and his new business. And so, I got this, probably a few days, this contact. But one thing was I only had maybe no more than 20 minutes with him to do this. And this would happen right after work. So luckily, I'm allowed to use a certain space where I work as a small studio because it's just a white wall, and then I could, based on my distance from the wall, I could change it to black, white, gray, and so on and so forth. So right after work, I quickly set up the light. But before that, once you're always trying to think about how you want to light a subject, how do you want to implement your own style, and what can you do based on the time you had. Now, I haven't had a paying client where I had to photograph him within 20 minutes. Like that was totally new, and I was kind of, my mom was racing around, and I wanted to make it look really good and corporate and all those type of things, but corporate yet with an editorial style. That's what I really wanted to do. And so one thing I learned recently is it's cool and all to look at other people's work, but once you're confident in your own lighting skills and things like that, start to back off, because you tend to cloud your mind with so many different styles that you kind of lose your own voice. And I know in my previous episode of what some type of inspiration that you can find, I do mention that make a storyboard and look at different websites. And yeah, sure, if you're starting out, do that so you understand what's out there. But I'm learning not to let that always make my aesthetic choice other people's work. It's good to learn how to do certain things, but now I think it's time for me to really put my voice and style out there. I digress. So I'm thinking, okay, I have one light. One light's quite simple to do. It's actually one of my favorite lights because it could become very edgy. And so the gear that I had at the time, I have a Profoto B1 kit, and I have a 2-foot beauty dish. Now that beauty dish is quite nice, but I wish I had a little bit larger one, because I know it produces a harsh shadow, and I felt like it might have been maybe too dramatic for what I was going for. But hey, that's what I had. And I just, maybe we were a couple of feet away from the wall and things like that. So I pulled it back, and I was really trying to get, the catch light in his eye, but yet have a nice, almost close to a Rembrandt. I don't think I achieved the triangular shadow, but I liked the dramatic feel it did bring. I had it about maybe a couple less than a foot away from his face, because the closer you have your modifier or light source to the subject, you're gonna get a better wrap around, especially depending on the size of the modifier. So I had about 10 minutes. He came and he sat down. At first I had him standing up. Now, the second thing I learned was, communicating to your client is very important, and making them feel comfortable and confident in the images that you're trying to create for them. So I noticed he felt a little awkward, and I asked him, "Hey, have you ever had professional headshots before?" He said, "No, this is really, I don't really take pictures." I'm like, oh, okay. So I could tell by his body language that he felt, kind of awkward. He always had his head tilted back. So this is important if you're ever working with clients, like, coach them through, have a conversation, and kind of get them relaxed. And so I would say, hey, can you like bring your chin down a little bit, loosen up a little bit, but don't say just loosen up. Tell them how to loosen up. So what I normally do, I say, hey, just take a moment, take a deep breath, and just like take a deep breath in, and then let it out through your nose. Take another deep breath and let it out through your mouth, and kind of just shake it around, and ask them about their day and things like that. So, and that's what he did. And I noticed though, the standing shots weren't really working. So I said, hey, look, let's bring this table over. Let me have you sit down. And so had him sit down. Noticed he had a nice watch and everything. So hey, put your hand up on the chin. So we did a couple of those. And so I was very conscious of my time though. So I was like thinking of every possible shot I could do within this moment. So the standing ones and then the sitting ones. So I had them like hand under the chin. I had them hand against the cheek, hand down, and things like that, tilting. I did get a nice little genuine smile from him. I liked the squinting he had. So I mean, it was really just like crunch time, and I mean, it was good. I liked that pressure. I was trying to prepare my mind for it and execute it. So it was like a get in, get out type situation. First time I ever had that. Yeah, and I hope you all will learn from the second part, some of the Photoshop techniques I'll show you. So thanks for listening to this ramble and short story, and head over to the next video so you can learn something at least. Learn more, at least. All right, peace.